Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Tell you what, we're playing a Canadian banger at 9 o'clock. There's no question about that.
Well, did you hear on Rogers Sportsnet, they started the game on Saturday with Workin' Man, right? From
Rush.
Ronnie McLean gave it the old, hey, there's no better Canadian trio to start this on off than this one right here. And they kick in a Workin' Man, and they've done such a good job, as I mentioned, when they opened the whole series with that video montage they put together for Canadian hockey. It's been fantastic. I'll tell you, a much-needed boost for the Canadian flag and patriotism. They say sports brings a nation together, and this tournament came at the right time with everything going on, you know, with maybe the tariffs and that kind of stuff that could be happening. Like, you couldn't really have asked for it at a better time, and I hope for a happy ending tonight. I told you yesterday, I'll tell you again, the only loss I want to see Connor Hellebuck have for now to the rest of the season happens to be tonight.
And that's a tough part about it, and that is addressed in a bone phone call coming up here in 10 minutes, the difficulty of cheering against Hellebuck and Connor.
What time is the game at tonight?
7 o'clock.
Okay. I'm going to be at Cirque du Soleil at Canada Life Center tonight.
Well, God forbid.
So can you guys just let me know how it goes?
You want to hear okay, so you don't. It doesn't break your heart that you'll miss the game.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, obviously it's a big game for sure.
Sure, but you're right. I mean, you're not going to be sitting there going, "Oh my God, I wish I was in front of the TV watching the game." That's just not. You're not. Even though you want to know what happens.
Yes.
Can I tell you a sicker burn? Both my kids have hockey tonight. I'm going to miss the entire game. And
see, I feel for you as a sports fan. You know, that one's going to be hard for you, Phil.
You're going to have to record it and stay away from it.
I won't
your
be able
phone.
to.
No, there's no way. Well, you're at hockey.
Yeah, and
everybody be talking about it.
Everybody's going to be talking about
There'll
it.
be someone probably with an iPad watching it or
for
on their
sure.
phone or something. But it's just one of those games.
Phil, there'll be one person there with their iPad and phone on, and everybody else linking up to their account so they don't have to use their own data. Because the Wi-Fi in some of these rinks is not very good.
But there'll be a lot of people going, I don't want to know. I'm PVRing it. I have my notifications shut off.
You're going to the media function tonight for the Cirque du Soleil, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, it's before it opens up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a cool show.
Just so nobody's going, holy cow, I didn't know it was opening already.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Soon.
It's this is a pre-screening kind of deal?
Yeah.
Or a
Pre rhymes with free. And
okay.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Good morning, DJ K. I am absolutely loving Led Zeppelin week. It's fantastic. But I'm wondering, when will it be Iron Maiden week? Because that'll be kick-ass. Woo! Let's go, Canada. Stomp the U.S. right into the ground where they belong. Yeah.
Because we were bugging. You know, anytime we have a meeting with Iron Mike, we let him know, what requests we're getting for the Spotlight Weeks, and Maiden has come up. Did he give us an idea when that's coming?
No, he didn't about Maiden.
Okay.
But
it's coming.
Yeah, we've got them on the list already for sure.
Okay, now to some calls about the game tonight. Well, specifically this one here, and this caller saying, listen, you got to put your Jets fandom aside for the game tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's game day. Personally, I'm Canadian. I'm cheering for Team Canada. What pisses me off is everyone out there going, oh, Kyle Connor, he's a Jet. We got to cheer for him. Oh, Connor Hellebuck, he's the best goaltender out there. We got to cheer for him. F*** them. It ain't Jets fans. It's Team Canada. Let's go! Yeah!
All right.
I can't tell you from a very good source that the boys are back. They were on the ice yesterday. They're all getting together tonight at one of the players' homes to watch this big Team Canada. So imagine what those guys are feeling like. These are their own teammates.
Yeah.
They're going to be rooting on, and well, they're just big fans of hockey, and I think that's going to be. I think that was well said. I think as far as if you're Canadian, you're following Team Canada. You can always respect what the rest of our teammates or team players do, but
doesn't mean it's not hard.
Yeah.
It's hard for Jets fans to cheer against Hellebuck and Connor. Okay, T-Kona, classic T-Kona here. You can't find any Team Canada merch.
Figured I'd
support our country. I got a Team Canada jersey. Me and Mrs. Kona were out Saturday, just in Transcona. You know, we went to all the stops, Canadian Tire, Walmart, Giant Tiger even there, the mall. Do you think I could find anything Canadian?
Busy day.
Nothing. Nobody had anything Canadian. Well, Walmart had some stuff, but nothing that had to do with hockey, no jerseys, nothing. So I was a little disappointed. So, come on, everybody step up, put some Canadian product out there.
Let's go. Him and Mrs. Kona couldn't find any Canadian merch.
You got to wonder, right? Like, I mean, there's Royal Sports in town. Maybe they've got a few pieces left. I don't know. I don't get into...
I guarantee Royal does.
You know where I see a lot of like retro stuff in the world of sports is out in my like vintage shopping. Like at a lot of these vintage clothing places, these retro
too much
places.
to ask today, Kirby. That's I picked up a great vintage sport coat today, but how many Team Canada items are you gonna find in your?
Well, you gotta go.
You're saying
looking
retro.
For it.
We're just looking for Team Canada now. Like I don't need a San Diego Padres jersey or Houston Astros from 1980
Well,
or Vancouver Canucks from 1973,
The amount
signed
of
by
racks.
Harold Schneps.
The amount of racks you'd have to go through to
Oh, God.
try to find some hidden gem.
Oh, why don't we just play Needle in a Haystack with Shalinda Kirby today? Oh, wow.
Thank you.
I just thought I'd throw it out there.
Harold Schneps, great reference. Okay, now the last few calls are about parking, specifically backing in. We had a call yesterday that it just went... It got so much reaction. It came in from the chef, and he was ripping people who back into parking spots, saying it takes too much time. Then Kirby said it's a flex. Men, or not just men, but people trying to show off how good they are at parking. And here we are with some reaction to that.
Hey, it's the loud guy. Just heard the guy complaining about people backing into the parking stalls. I don't get what the big deal is. I don't see no power struggle going on there either. I don't know what that means, but
No one does. No one does.
What's the difference if they back in or back out? If the person's going to back in, you're waiting. If they're going to back out, you're waiting. You're still waiting, no matter what you do. So I don't see what the problem is.
Well said, loud guy. We had a lot of people sharing.
It's the thrift stores, those parking lots.
Well,
it's
vintage.
a big problem.
The vintage
thrift stores.
Yeah.
Well, if you're looking for Canadian merchandise today, that's Kirby's suggestion.
Where to go?
Yeah, no, that's good. It's a good idea. Pick up some antiques at the store next
I got a
door.
lamp and a Tony Esposito Canada jersey from the Summit Series. I had to look through 40 racks.
1972.
Great tip. And we'll wrap.
I'm never gonna live that one down.
We'll wrap with Arnie. He also wants to talk about backing in versus pulling in.
Yeah, every time I want to flex, I back into the parking stall and I show everybody my power. Yeah, flex it up. Back into the stall.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Philly Joe and Kirby's Entertainment Rundown.
Okay, I've got to mention this because my kids are going nuts about it. They've finished it, actually. They've binged it. The Cobra Kai final season on Netflix, getting 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. I am up to date to say that I haven't done the final season yet, but I'm getting it. I'm getting to it. I'm not like my boys who just binged it the second it came out. But it's a pretty good show, like nostalgia. And if you're a fan of the Karate Kid movies, Cobra Kai, well, 94%, I guess it's more than a pretty good show. And this all leads us into a new movie, a new Karate Kid movie, which is coming out in May, Karate Kid Legends. This storyline will be placed 3 years after the events of the final series, or final season of Cobra Kai.
It's interesting to me because obviously I grew up in that era, but to see that kids are jumping on board with that kind of nostalgia, means, yeah. So I'd be interested in. I haven't watched the series at all, but even the movie, I might go right to the movie.
The season is pretty good. Like, it's a little hokey, but the
but
show
so
is
is the whole.
Yeah.
The TV
Is
show is
Ralph
good.
Macchio going to be?
He's all over this,
Well,
man.
it's legends. He's got to be the
He's
guy.
in it.
I
Absolutely.
wish Pat Morita was still around. Mr. Miyagi, man, he was the best.
Oh, man, rest in peace. But yes, it's it was so huge, such a, what would you call it? Like a cult classic, Karate Kid back in the day. More than a cult classic. Anyway.
It was one of the movies you did watch for Not So New Movie Review, was it not?
It
Karate
was,
Kid?
yeah.
And for it to come back all these years later and have such a big TV series is pretty cool.
You guys are a fan of this comedian, the late Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they are working on a documentary at Netflix about him. And they put out a post, the director of the documentary put out a post for people who have photos and videos of Norm for the actual documentary because they're creating it in real time. But it'll be interesting when that comes out. There's no date.
There's great stories of him when he was here at Club Region Event Center. A couple times he played with his old buddy Kevin Nealon, both of SNL fame, right? And then there was his last comedy special, which was kind of sad to watch, right? With him at home, and doing that when he was really, really sick. That'll be interesting.
I saw him at Rumors. Like, I would have been, I guess, the last time he was here. Probably
cool.
It was badass, and I was lucky enough to get a picture with him. He was just sitting in the office there at Rumors, like he was
Just Norm.
That's right. Could have been someone who worked at Rumors, just chilling.
Nice.
There's some voting numbers that have come in for the early Rock and Roll Hall of Fame fan voting numbers, so you can still vote, actually. So as of Tuesday of this week, there was 97,000 votes leading the way with the band Fish, okay? Billy Idol was in second place at 57,000 votes. Soundgarden, 55,000 votes. And then it got down to places like Bad Company at 46,000 and so on, okay? So if you want to go and vote because you're upset that Soundgarden isn't a little farther ahead, or even the White Stripes, I think, are up too, eh? I don't have their numbers, but Bad Company up there at 46,000. Get to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame fan voting before it wraps up.
Tremendous. That's the entertainment rundown.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
That's it for the extreme cold warning days, Joe, today. Is that what you're telling us? Is that the good news this morning?
The weather needs telling me today's the last of the extreme cold warning days for a little bit. Anyway, tonight's low is only minus 18, and compared to what we've had, which is closer to minus 26 to minus 30. And then tomorrow you get minus 9, Saturday minus 1,
Hold up.
Sunday.
You can't just throw out your knee like that without...
And now, a special report from Joe's Weather Knee.
You know, on that intro, we used to have actual footage. Remember, Kirby, of his knee creaking?
I'm glad we don't include
No,
that any longer
we gotta
because that
find
was
it.
quite a cringe sound there, buddy. Like, you should probably get yourself on a knee replacement list.
No, I'm on
got the brace.
glucosamine. I
He
don't
was-
need the brace. Right outside my pants.
He's got the big NFL player
I like
brace.
wearing
You
it.
smell like A535.
He wears it over his pants. The
Yeah, I wear
brace.
it over my pants. It's a good talking piece. Good way to meet people.
Now's the knee. I'm not going to believe it. I can tell the weather with it.
It's an old sports injury.
I'm not the one that wears the scents in the room here, okay? I don't wear A535 to work. Okay, that's you.
I
You
stopped
wear
wearing the
perfume.
scent.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
last
but-
week. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you did.
appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.
But temperature-wise, it's looking pretty good the next couple days. But the weird thing is there's rain in the forecast on
Rain?
Sunday.
Oh, God.
And rain does not lead to, when you get to negative temperatures, it usually just makes it a skating rink. But it looks
good.
like the reprieve is on. If you're going to head out this weekend, the temperatures you're dealing with are -1, 2 degrees into like +4 on Monday again. And then we stay into the early negatives, like -1, -4. So the next week, 5 days or so should be good.
I felt yesterday, and we were kind of disagreeing a little bit off air, Kirby and I, because I even yesterday afternoon, I want to say it got to about -19, 18 in that area, and I was like, Wow. Because we're so used to minus 28, minus 32 that I was like, it's a little nicer today. And
I thought yesterday afternoon got okay too, but Kirby, I bet you're fighting a bug. The last 2 days you've been complaining that it's been cold in here, and this room's like a sauna most days.
Yeah,
so.
you came right at me. Oh my God, it was so cold yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
What do you mean I'm fighting a bug?
You have been saying it's cold in here a lot.
Yeah,
lately.
like you're wearing a sweater today for the first time all winter, and you're saying you're cold.
I'm okay.
Yeah,
should we check?
I'm a
your
little worried
temperature?
about you.
Go feel her forehead. That's what I do to my
I
kids.
feel like you guys are just tired of me complaining about being cold.
No. Well, the funny thing is, you came at me the other day for being the thermostat guy, and yet I got to be honest, the last few days it's been you talking about the hot, the cold, the hot, the cold.
You know what,
Are you
though?
menopausal?
Well, honestly, at this age, who knows? But I'm going to be honest, it's this cold snap. Like, it's really affecting me. And I know I'm not alone. Like,
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
just this bitter cold. It's just, and it's a stint of it this last while. So.
And you got away for a winter vacation.
You
Yeah.
did, yeah.
Like many other people. So, like, I mean, and now. it's
Strategically, I should have, waited until this time. But
well, how do you know?
you don't know.
Right? You don't know. But yeah, maybe that's part of it. But you've been really on the weather lately.
This weather conversation is just fantastic.
Wow, that's it. She's not the only one.
Go check her forehead. See if she's feeling
Oh my
okay.
God, you
Come
guys.
on. Come over here.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast. Philly Joe and Kirby's
Throwdown Thursday. Net. Now we're 9 seconds in. We had a fight 2 seconds in, another one 1 second later. Now in the center of the action, it's Colt Parayko and JT Miller.
Was that amazing stuff or what? Saturday night's Canada-U.S. game. Didn't get the result we wanted, but here we go again. The rematch for all the marbles.
A lot of hockey people were saying that could have been the best period in hockey history. That first period between
something.
Canada and U.S. I don't know if you take a look at the odds makers here in this game, but they pretty much have it evenly matched going into the final tonight.
What I'll tell you, I like Canada. I like it because they're on the road. They get away from, like, Montreal's been an incredible atmosphere, but there's so much emotion in that building that I find the road team has an advantage, and it'll be the same in Boston tonight. The Canadians can get into their game, play, strong defense, not let the emotions get the best of them, and I love that for Canada tonight. I am a little worried about the massive goalie mismatch. Hellebuck, Binnington, clearly, Binnington's good, but Hellebuck is, as we all know, all world, and could he be the difference maker tonight?
I agree with you. I think we have more talent on our squad than the U.S. do overall, but goaltending seems to be our weaker position out of the two if you were doing the matchup. I'm still taking Canada, of course, in this matchup. It's interesting, too, because I was looking as far as gambling on the game, and Canada, believe it or not, to win by a goal and a half only pays $1.37. The U.S. to win by a goal and a half pays $3.25. So it looks like they think Canada could take this game, but is it an empty net kind of game? And the over and under is 5.5, by the way. You got to look at the under after that 3-1 game. I'm taking Canada in a close one, Phil.
Me as well. We had Rundle on our text line predict 3-1 Canada tonight.
I like that.
I like that as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see overtime. Would that be crazy? Oh, imagine we get overtime.
Oh, my God. That
today.
3-on-3 overtime we saw the other day was crazy. Kirby, live from the Cirque du Soleil tonight. What do you think's going to happen?
Well,
that's
honestly,
Canadian.
It is Canadian, yes, but I obviously want Canada to win.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say the U.S. I mean, I understand how people are torn about the Hellebuck situation, but I'm just here for the drama of both teams.
The drama, as
between
in,
like the fact that
they
we
hate
always
each other.
The rivalry.
Yeah,
the
sorry.
rivalry.
Yeah, okay, I get it now. Yeah.
So much going on with politics and everything else, right? There's even been talk about the president showing up at this game tonight in Boston and how ticket prices have risen because of that.
At last check, I heard he wasn't.
Oh, okay.
That was last night.
The Super Bowl was enough sports
I guess.
activity in one month.
But if you want to weigh in, we're going to attach. Here's the deal: tickets for the Great Outdoor Comedy Fest just announced with the new addition, Jeremy Piven, and then also on that bill, Trailer Park Boys and Bubbles Band.
Yeah, Bubbles is going to be performing with his band too, yeah.
So if you want to win tickets to that, you can comment on the Facebook page, Canada or the U.S. I think we know how this is going to go. Or you can do it on the text line as well, 762-555.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Philly Joe and Kirby, game day, Canada versus the U.S., Four Nations Championship game. Cannot wait.
I'll tell you what else it's game day for. Who the hell is that? At 8:30 this morning, just hear me out for a second. The pot is now at $1,000.
Yes, it is.
If somebody comes in and snipes off voice number 1, that pays $1,000. You snipe voice number 2, that pays another $1,000. You hit the home run and get the third voice in order, it pays the other $1,000. You could be out of here with $3,000 this morning. 8:30 coming up.
Have we, I want to say that the last couple of times we've played, there's been a voice guest by now. True or false?
Yes.
I think Taylor Swift last time went pretty quick.
Yeah.
And the time before that, one of those voices.
It was
first
quick.
day.
By the second day, the first 2 voices were gone.
So,
or voice 1 and 3 were gone. I can't remember, but 2 of them were picked off. Yep.
So I guess that makes this one harder. I like, judging by the fact that we haven't had a voice guest yet.
Or just the right person hasn't gotten in with the correct guess yet.
Could be. Let's see. 8:30, your next chance to play. I asked you guys off air, and it doesn't sound like either of you have gotten this scam yet. I get emails, or just recently, a flight alert from Sunwing that my flight info has changed to Mazatlan.
You're going to Mazatlan?
Apparently I am, because I'm not turning this
Phil,
down.
this is a big deal for you
It
because
is.
you haven't really gone too far outside of your bubble.
Minneapolis is about as far as I've gone.
But
so
now you're
Here's
making the
the-
big jump to
big
Mazatlan.
jump to Mazatlan.
Listen, here's the
4-hour
major
flight.
problem, Phil. Most people that have had problems with the airlines right now are getting their own times bumped or flights bumped or seats bumped on a flight.
Yep.
This one takes the cake because you didn't even have a flight booked and
No.
they're bumping you to Mazatlan. That's the problem.
Well, I
Won't your wife be shocked to know that you're
We're
taking
going.
her to Mazatlan?
I think I'm going by myself. This is just
Oh,
one
just
person
that.
on this flight, so she'll really love that.
Typical you.
I just-
booking that all-inclusive by yourself.
I can't turn it down, hon. I gotta go. How often do you get Sunwing giving you a free trip in your email?
So this came through email.
It came through email telling me that my flight info had changed. There's no name on the boarding pass, which is a little.
It's a little
That's
sus.
a tip off right there.
Yeah.
When you don't have a name.
That's not going to help you with your customs people getting through there without a name on the boarding pass. But you have your passport, right? It's up to date.
But I'm not clicking on that. Would you guys both agree? Don't click on that.
No.
I don't
It's
click
something-
on any emails.
They might want a credit card. Well,
You don't open.
Yeah, you
Those
don't
are open. Phil's opened this one already. Just now he's got to, if he's taking it to the next step.
You've gone too far.
But think about this for half a second. If you're sitting there and let's say you have something booked, that's how they get you, right? But you've gone
Yes,
through this
if someone- yeah.
extreme cold like we have here, and they're sending out these scam emails, and you're going, I'm going to Mazatlan? What the hell is this? Hold on.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Let's go. Rock and Thunder tickets, headlined by Def Leppard. You also got your Joan Jett, Foreigner, and Took on the bill. Princess Auto Stadium in July. Win your tickets right now. Joe has the question.
Would you say that could be the biggest party of the summer? The way Kevin Donnelly had explained it to us and what they have set up, it could be like just the biggest beer garden of Manitoba.
It sounds awesome. Like it's going to be one of those great nights in Manitoba for sure.
So here we go. Women, on average, are 50% more likely to spend more time doing this than men. Okay?
Okay.
Women, on average, are 50% more likely to spend more time doing this than men.
780 City, 780-2484. Good morning. Go ahead with your guess.
I'm going to say going out to restaurants.
Going out to restaurants, not in the top 3, no.
Thanks for playing this morning. You can always hang up and try again. 780 City. Hello there.
Talking on the phone?
That's number 3 in the top 3. Very good. You cracked the top 3.
Well, in this room, that would be Joe, though. So that
Yeah.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
That would, 'cause
Yeah,
you-
well, it's 50%.
Yep. You prefer the phone calls as opposed to the texts?
But I feel
Right.
like if I'm on the phone, I'm going to be talking a lot longer.
Conversation, yeah.
Joe gets to the point, you know? He's not really asking about how your last couple of weeks were.
Yeah, you like your 4.5 hour conversations.
Yeah, if you get me on the phone, I'm committed.
Yeah,
It's
Oh,
just
we've
the
had
hard
good.
part.
You and I have had long conversations before. Phil, couple of seconds. That's
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it has a lot more to do with me.
Yeah.
Like, you got to listen to me.
Well, I didn't say it was a bad thing. I'm just saying I do prefer on the phone too.
If
I
I'm
get a
on the
lot more done driving, talking to people than I would texting.
If I'm on the phone 4.5 hours, it's because I've passed out and it's a medical emergency.
Philly is still there.
Call an ambulance.
He's not there. There's no talking anymore.
Hi, City.
Shopping?
Not shopping. No, not in the top 3 anyway.
So not shopping of any kind.
No.
Because I was going to say grocery shopping. That was going to be my guess.
I thought you were going to say vintage store shopping.
You know, I'm not over the vintage store
Looking for
shopping.
Team Canada gear. Hi, City.
First place everybody should go.
Hello there. You got a guess?
Hi there. Can Kirby help me out?
Curbs, what do you think? We know talking on the phone was number 3.
I'm going to say laundry.
No. I'm going to go on record right now and tell you that this is a very good thing.
It's a good thing.
Men do it, women do it, but women seem to spend more time doing it than men. That's all. It's a good thing.
Hi, City.
Hey, I'm going to guess ordering off the menu or looking at the menu.
At a restaurant? No, not in the top 3. No. But I think that would be probably fair. I think.
This room, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Phil looks up at a menu 2 days in advance of going somewhere.
Because I'm excited.
Yeah. No, you know what? My wife does that too.
When I walk in, I'm telling the host what I want. Hey, can you just can you start
I'm
my
just
steak?
feeding you. I'm not taking your order.
No, but listen, we went out with Kirby one time. We've told this story. It's well documented. But we were 30 minutes in, and Kirby goes, I better take a look at the menu. It was we've already ordered appies.
Yeah. She had to decide between 2 salads.
At a steakhouse.
We almost got her kicked out of the restaurant.
Oh, my God.
Hi, City.
Hi.
Hello.
Can Philly help me out?
Phil?
Okay, so this is a good thing.
So women on average are 50% more likely to spend more time doing this than men. Yes, it's a very good thing. A lot of men do it.
Making meals for other people.
That's a good guess.
Are you talking about, you know what? I guess that'll
Lunches,
volunteering.
dinners,
volunteering their time.
Okay.
Women on average, bing, bing, bing. We got a winner.
Oh,
Nice.
Women
right.
volunteer more time than men. Men obviously spend a lot of time volunteering, but yes, women volunteer their time more than men. Also, this survey found that women spend extra time at work compared to men. You're more likely to extend your day at work on a project, maybe taking it home, maybe doing it at work, than a guy would. And
Okay.
number 3 was spending time on the phone, which could be related to work too. I don't know, but anyway,
Good guess,
interesting.
Phil, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, volunteering their time. Women on average will spend 50% more time doing that than men.
Who is this?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. You're welcome. Congratulations. You got those tickets.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Do you, Kirby, own a heated blanket?
No, I
'Cause
do
you've
not.
been cold in the studio this week. Not happy with the cold weather. None of us are, but you are particularly cold here at work to the point where Joe is worried about you not feeling well.
Well, because it's the first time she's actually dressed appropriately for the weather with a sweater on.
Yeah.
And I was a little worried because the last 2 days she's been complaining that it's cold, and neither one of us, I usually run hot. So
You do. Yeah, you.
I'm always, if I'm
first-
complaining about the temp, it'll be how hot it is in this
Joe
room.
is my heated blanket.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, come on. Let's not get carried away.
Well,
around
not
here.
in a non-weird way.
In a non, yeah.
Why would it be weird?
Well, I don't know.
Well, because a blanket's usually hugging the person.
Yes.
Joe's not hugging you. I know, Joe, yes, you're exactly right. You walk in here, the first thing you do is talk about how warm it is typically and get that, get the air conditioning or get the heat turned down. And then Kirby lately has been, it's like, this is a whole thing here in the studio lately. You're
Well,
cold all the
But
time
nothing's
now.
been adjusted.
Yes, it has.
What are you
yes,
talking about?
it has. They moved my chair over.
Oh, so this is, I get it
And
now.
I think
I meant the thermostat.
Nothing's changed there. But they moved my chair over in the studio, and I'm even closer to this lovely AC unit that we got going on.
Okay, here we go. Up for the Academy Award for Best Dramatic Performance. Here's the
Let
deal.
me tell you, this thing, it's good for photos because it blows air, and I can get my hair kind of blowing in the wind a little bit.
You're
But
overreacting now. Come on. This.
if you can see my eyes right now.
Yes, but listen, this air conditioner was faced against another wall. It wasn't even close to you.
It was close.
No, it wasn't.
I moved it.
Yes, there was no air blowing at you yesterday. It was blowing in a different direction.
This.
And then listen, if you look at it today,
I am looking. I feel it. Look at it. I look. Oh,
yeah.
There's the breeze.
You're not even sitting in the you moved your head. I wish we had video. Let me just finish. It's facing a whole different direction than where you're sitting. If you back up your chair, you get into the direction of the wind.
I catch the breeze.
But it's not on you.
It's not like blowing.
I have a vent right over my head.
Wasn't it your idea to move to this spot too?
Well, because
of some other problem you had with your other seat?
Yes.
There wasn't enough leg room.
You kept bumping your knee.
My knees were literally being bruised on the daily.
Yes,
because
I agree.
I sound very dramatic to work with, but I promise I'm not.
Oh, my God.
For more Philly Joe and Kirby, log it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.